These are my 427-day curls. Is it possible to have curls that look freshly shaped for over a week? Is that the norm? Is that what you should expect your hair to look like? How can you save your curls? Hello friends, and welcome to my channel where we talk about hair care for your natural locks. In today's video, we're going to talk about preserving your curls, using realistic ways to extend the life of your curls as long as your scalp allows it. If you're new here, my name is Irena and these are the French curls. Chapter 1. There is no shame. There is no shame in needing to wash your hair. How often you wash your hair, it is first and foremost dictated by your scalp. If your roots get greasy, if you need a medicated shampoo, if your line of works makes it so that you need to wash your hair often. How long can you go in between washes? Isn't an Olympic sport. There is no medals for having not washed your hair in 3 weeks or in even 7 days. And it is so easy to get caught in the vicious circle of comparing your hair and everything about you with that you see on the internet. And I have news for you. It's not always what it seems. There is nothing wrong with following your individual needs, even if they don't comply with what social media is telling you you should do. Chapter 2. Clean slate. You need to start your art with freshly washed hair. Clean hair will lead to better curls and to curls that last for longer. Then you need to hydrate and moisturize your hair. You've already restarted the rehydration process by removing all dirt from your hair. Now it's time to moisturize and lock in all that water and all that hydration in your hair using a conditioner or a hair mask. Chapter 3. Styling. Now it's time to style your hair with your favorite routine. Make sure you're choosing a gel or a mousse to hold your curl in place. If you don't have the right hold, then your curls can't work out miracles. Chapter 4. The bonnet. A brief historical overview. Nightcaps were worn by European women to keep their heads warm. Many a times they were made out of wool or cotton. It wasn't until the Edwardian era that women started to wear more intricate hairstyles with their own hair, that they started using nightcaps to protect their braids and curls. And although these bonnets have historical significance, they are not the type of bonnets that I'm going to talk about today. Before the colonial era, African people had intricate hair care systems, and they wore beautiful and elaborate hairstyles and headwear. This has such an important cultural significance. They could state social ranking, marital status, ethnicity, and so much more. Head coverings like the Nigerian gele, or Ghana's duku, or South African doek. Sorry if I have massacred the pronunciation of those headwear, but are probably adapted to protect the hairstyles and protect the head from dust. Sadly, slave masters deprive African people of all their cultural heritage, including their headwear and their hairstyling systems, and during the enslavement in the Americas, bonnets and hairwear was weaponized. They were used to visibly distinguish black women as lesser, subhuman even. Post-slavery, bonnets and hair wraps were still very much in use by black women to protect their hair, but the creation of characters like Aunt Jemima reinforced the idea that bonnets and hair wraps were associated with servitude. Bonnets are still used by the African diaspora, not only in the Americas, but all over the world. I found it imperative to share this tiny glimpse on the history of bonnets, because even though as a woman with Afro-Caribbean ancestry, the bonnet isn't mine, I've borrowed from a group of people whose history carries a pain that deserves to be acknowledged and known by all, especially by those who wear the bonnet today. Chapter 5. Nighttime routines. Now that you know where your bonnets come from, please wear them. Satin and silk are slippery fabrics. When they rub up against your hair, they pose minimal friction, which save your hair from tangles and frizz. If you have short hair, you can probably just slip your bonnet on. Having had short hair for over 15 years, I'm gonna make sure to put a little picture so you can see me. For other hair lengths, you might need different approaches to the bonnet. Some strategies to the bonnet could be pineappling your hair before putting your bonnet on, which would consist on putting your head forward, silk or satin scrunchie at hand, loosely tie your hair right on top of the crown of your head. One loop of the scrunchie should be enough. I look a bit like an 80s rock star. Then take a silk or satin scarf or square, fold your scarf in two, forming a triangle, and tie it around your head, tugging all of your hair inside. And voila! Now, because I toss and turn in bed quite a lot, this is not enough. I still need a bonnet, which I will slip on top of my pineapple. I prefer adjustable bonnets, not because I like them tight around my head, because that will give me a headache, but because you can make it right for you. And instead of a bonnet, you can still wear your pineapple and just rely on a silk or satin pillowcase. Satin tends to be a lot more affordable than silk, because it's made out of polyester, which is effectively plastic. And I don't mind a bonnet or satin, but for some reason, I can't stand a satin pillowcase. I really can't stand the sensation of it against the skin of my face. Probably because my skincare makes my face quite dewy. I feel that it can just get stuck on my face, you know, like plastic. And I find that really, really unpleasant. So I prefer silk pillowcases. If you've been following for a bit, you know that I have kids. No matter how much I try to prevent it, my kids like to jump on my bed and hit each other with my pillows. Silk tends to be quite delicate, even if it's quite a strong material at the same time. And I have dogs that I am very happy to let my dogs sleep with me. So silk pillowcases right now are not much of an option. I have to wait for my kids to grow up a little bit more. But if those scenarios don't concern you, then a silk pillowcase actually will be really good for your skin. Silk has naturally some antibacterial properties that will help you keep your face cleaner, and because the friction is so soft against your skin, it will prevent fine lines and wrinkles. I should know as a middle-aged lady that fine lines and wrinkles, everything you can do to prevent them. Please do. And even if you're not middle-aged like me, your future self will thank you later. I have 3 different bonnets here. This one is made out of silk. I found over the years that silk bonnets tend to be quite small. This will still cover all of my hair, but if you have longer hair or higher density hair, make sure that you really read descriptions and reviews of bonnets before purchasing one, because as I said, silk bonnets are quite small. Then there are this type of bonnets which are very affordable. You can find them on Amazon really for like 3 to 5 euros. I am not a very big fan of these big bands because I don't like them on my skin, and if you put it on your hair, because they are not as slippery as satin, all the part of your hair finishes a bit funny. But if that's not a problem to you and you get one of these, or you get a bonnet like this one that it is not lined, make sure that you put the slippery side, which is the shiny side, against your hair. The way they make them, they put the shiny side on the outside because it looks prettier, but that's the side that your hair needs. Make sure that you flip around and you put the opaque, ugly side to the outside and the shiny, pretty bit towards your hair. This is a satin bonnet. This is my favorite. It is lined, so both sides are shiny, and then it's really nice and quite big. I've gotten this so long ago that I cannot remember where it's from, but it has really seen it all. And remember to wash them because they do get really dirty. And you just need one of those little mesh bags to put them in the washing machine. So we've established that your curls don't need to look fresh for 7+ days. If you're a frequent washer, I would recommend that you try to wash your hair every 3 days. If you cannot wait that long to wash your hair and you need to wash your hair even more often, then you should adopt a low manipulation hairstyling, because brush styling your hair and pulling on your hair and tugging on your hair can give you at times really nice ringlets, but it causes mechanical damage. The idea is that you feel happy and comfortable in your own skin within your own personal reality. So wash as much or as little as your scalp demands or as your work demands. Your hair adapts to you, not the other way around. And I know it's hard, it's a curly. Having beautiful curly hair is a commitment, but having beautiful straight hair is a commitment too. Don't let influencers make you feel like you're inadequate because you need to wash your hair more often or because your hair don't look spot on day 15. It's you that matters. It's your curls that matters, not anybody else's. Be happy with what you got and with your own reality. I'm sure your peace of mind will thank you for it. Make sure you like this video and that you subscribe if you haven't already. Please share my channel with a friend so that we can reach even more people and the algorithm can expose my channel to even people like you. Having said all that, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching and I will definitely see you on my next one. Bye bye.